Hey guys, Sean C. Phillips here, doing a live, afternoon live show. I did one last night late. I think I started the live show last night at I think I did it at like 10:30 or so, something like that, or 11 I started last night. So I'm doing an afternoon one now to see how many people come in here now for the afternoon. My time, it's 3 o'clock now. People, I always try to find, different times and all that kind of stuff to do, these shows and everything like that. What's the best time, but usually I do them for the most part Sunday evening. That's like the main time I do them, and I'm going to try and do them sometimes Mondays as well, like around this time or so, maybe a little bit earlier or a little bit later, and I'll be on here maybe like an hour and a half or so. I'm not totally sure how long I'll be on here for certain. Also, I have a link below too. There's only a couple hours left. I think there's only like is it 8 hours left or so left for the movie Clown Motel 2 that I'm going to be acting in. It's a Kickstarter below for that one too, so if you guys haven't got a chance to, check that out below. They have like pre-orders on there to pre-order the DVD and all that kind of stuff. The movie, though, is just about to hit its goal, though, on there. So I just wanted to make sure to mention that as well. And that, like I said, I think that ends at midnight tonight is the last time that one ends. But like I said, just kind of trying different types of times for these and seeing, like, what's the best and what works the best. But for the most part, though, Sunday for sure is when I'm going to do them. And I also put up, if you guys haven't seen them yet, a video showing, like, my video, pictures from Florida. So definitely check that out because I showed a lot of stuff from like pictures from Nickelodeon Studios and a lot of like rare stuff that's not around anymore. I also filmed a video last night that I put up at some point of me showing all the theme park maps from like 1996 and kind of showing how different they are and how bad some of them were in the beginning, like totally detailless from the ones in 96. So that one will be coming soon as well. And I do have on here, I have the super chat on as well if you guys have any super chat questions. But we'll go through here though, and I also posted up the links for this on, I'm doing that now beforehand, right before I go live, I'm posting the links saying I'm live. So I'm not posting all the links, when I'm doing it now. So we'll go through here and start answering the questions and everything. Someone says, how you doing? Yeah, I'm doing fine. Was just like out getting like, Jersey Mike's and that kind of stuff, but the pickup thing, and came back home. Let's see here. Have you ever met any famous musicians? Any TV edited movies you still currently have on VHS? Famous musicians? I haven't met too many. The only one that comes to mind, and I have a video up of it too if you guys want to see it. Just search Bloodhound Gang. But I met the Jimmy Pop and everyone from Bloodhound Gang. And I filmed the vlog with them. It was really ridiculous, the vlog. And it was like really goofy. And it was all, a lot of it was set up though, so it was kind of strange because we were like eating their food, their like catering and everything. But yeah, that's one of the only musicians that I can think of. I think at like conventions, I've met like Ray Parker Jr., who did the Ghostbusters theme song. Other than that though, I don't think there really is. Unless I'm like totally blanking on it, I don't think I met too many other musicians. I see a $5 super chat on here from, let's see, it's from Griff Redux. Thanks so much, Griff, for your super chat. Like I said, guys, anyone who gives super chats, it really helps the channel, so I really appreciate that. But let's see here. Hey, Sean, can you talk about how Dweebo, Herb, and Gina got their nicknames? Dweebo, well, there was like, that there was a show on that a lot of people don't remember called Rude Dog and the Dweebs, and for some reason, I always liked that show and liked the name, like Dweebs and all that, so he ended up being, we just somehow came up with, from that, we turned in his name called Dweebo, and then called him Little Dweebo. So if you guys watch the early vlogs and stuff, we always call him Little Dweebo. And then Herb and Gina, those are just like these names we came up with going on the E.T. ride in Universal Studios Florida. Because when you go on the E.T. ride, they have this thing where it's like you can tell them your name, and you go like, you just say to the person at the front, before you go through the main line, they say, oh, what is your name? And you go, oh, I'm Sean, or I used to say all these stupid names. And then they give you a card. And then you give the card to the front ride operator, and then when you end up going through the E.T. ride, the very end, you see E.T. there. When you get to E.T.'s home planet, and E.T.'s like, goodbye, Herb, Gina, Weebo Sean. And it's like real cheap, and it's, back then it was a little bit better, but in the recent years you can't understand it at all. It's so muffled and everything, but basically it's those were how we got those names. Herb and Gina and all that was from these goofy names that we would make up going on the ET ride. We never ever told our real names for some reason. We always like to tell these stupid names. So that was where the names came from. And like I said, Griff, thanks so much for your super chat. Has anyone heard of Christopher R. Miram? No, I've never heard of Christopher R. Miram. Have you ever watched Gotham? I've watched a couple episodes. I do have the complete series of the show, and I watched like a number of episodes from the first season. I basically watched like a couple episodes from each of the seasons, but I have not seen like all of them or anything like that. Favorite porn star? I don't know too many like porn stars, honestly. Like by name, most people don't know them by names. Like you know like the classic ones, like Jesse James. Jessie Jane, I remember her. Of course, Ron Jeremy. And I was in some horror movies with Ron Jeremy. So like Ron Jeremy's probably the most famous male porn star. And then but like other like current ones, like I don't know a lot of them by name, honestly. I see a $5 super chat here from Jimmy Larson. So it's Jimmy Jimmy Lausen. It doesn't look like Jimmy asked any questions, but thanks so much, Jimmy, for your $5 super chat. Like I said, guys, I really appreciate the super chats. Really help out the channel and the videos. And I believe I see another super chat here from Movies with Jay. Thanks so much, Movies with Jay, for your super chat. Popular movie that should get an Arrow video release. Like a popular movie. I'm trying to think of what I would like to see Arrow video release. Arrow video just released 16 Candles, and then it has like the TV edit of the movie as well as like an extended cut that has like 1 or 2 scenes added back in. I'd love to see them do Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, but I feel like that might go with Criterion. But Planes, Trains, and Automobiles really needs a like really good release that has like I don't know if they could get like Steve Martin to do a commentary or maybe like a Steve Martin interview. That would be one, and it would be cool if Arrow did Bill and Ted films and then finally track down the deleted scenes, because they exist. The Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey deleted scenes, there's one of them when they're in the back of the van, and like either Bill and Ted goes in the front seat with Death, and like Death's talking about like some random stuff. So there are some scenes that exist, so that would be one that would be really cool as well. But like I said, thanks so much for your super chat. And like I said, guys, thanks. I really appreciate them. Let's see here. Let's try and get back to where we were. Let's see, where are we now? And like I said, when I do these, I cut down to the bottom if someone gives a super chat. Jimmy Larson gave another super chat donation, a $2 one here. What's your all-time favorite horror movies? All-time favorite horror movies? Probably like, and I've talked about this a lot, I would say like some of my favorite ones are like Return of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, the original Hills Have Eyes. Those are some of the ones that like I always think of that I really like. Ravenous I really love. That's like one of my favorite, like probably one of my favorite movies of all time. Something about that movie, I just like everything about that. The music, the cast in that movie I really like. Everything that happens. The only actor in the whole movie that sort of doesn't fit is David Arquette. For some reason, he kind of seems like a modern guy back in like the 1800s. I don't know if any of you guys know what I'm talking about, but there's something about David Arquette's look and the way he talks. Like he needed to do like a little bit of like speech kind of like training to talk like in the 1800s or something, because he's kind of talking like a surfer guy now, like a California guy. I don't know. If you guys have seen that movie, you might know what I'm talking about. Have you ever had a street fight? No, I've never had any fights or anything like that. Favorite Scream Queen kill? No, favorite Scream sequel kill. Probably in the second movie, the movie theater scene. That's the one I always like, the one like behind the seat. I honestly, anytime I go to the movies and someone's like directly behind me, I always think of like someone coming behind me like that, and like getting Sweeney Todd, someone killing me from behind or something like that. Stephanie Hall said, yay, I finally got to join a live stream. Yeah, I said, Jeff, Stephanie, I was trying to do one now just to see, like I talked about last night, I was going to try and do one afternoon one just to see how it went. Now. I just got Ip Man 4. Yeah, I know that one releases tomorrow. So instead it's 3. It's 5 p.m. here now. Yeah, it's 3:15 here. Do you miss your old basement in Maryland? Not really. I mean, like, I mean, there's like memories of like things that I did there, and like the Don and Murph, and some of the videos and all that kind of stuff. Just like sort of memories of being there, because I lived there since I was like, I think, 2 years old, up until I moved in 2010. But I don't really miss the basement. I kind of like the way I have things now. It's kind of all contained, and I like the room how it has a door that closes. Because in the basement, like anytime anyone was like, because it was kind of a room, but like if anyone was opening up the door all the time and putting stuff downstairs, and you kind of heard noises all the time, and like the way it is now, I really like it the way it's much more contained. And also in the basement there was like a sliding glass door that I hated, because I always was afraid that it was going to be like a Home Alone thing, and like a criminal was going to like knock on the door. And I actually once got scared to death because my uncle like knocked on that door, and that was like one of my worst fears ever, because for some reason he couldn't get anyone in the front of that front door or something, so he came around the back. And I was always scared too, because there was people who would sometimes go back there and steal our bikes. So I was always like, well, people are going back there, so it creeped me out. So then we had to have these big fences put in, because we were really afraid of that happening. I see $2 super chat here from Ryan Patrick's. Greatest fears. Greetings from Galesburg. Greatest fears, like, I don't know what the great. I mean, like right now, like not as much me getting the coronavirus, or like my family. You know what I mean? Like that. That's like a big fear now, and just like I think everybody has fears right now too, of just like everything the way it is, and like hoping things get better soon, that kind of stuff. And I have fears too of sharks. That's another big fear of mine. Like swimming in the ocean. Like I can't do it. Like I can't go in there, and I'm just like terrified of sharks. So when I did that movie Ghost Shark, it was filmed in this sort of lake thing. And I thought, oh, okay, there's not going to be anything in here. There's no shark, because it was in New Orleans, and I'm like, oh, I'm not thinking there's not going to be any sharks in here. This is going to be fine. This is just a big sort of lake. And then right before we went in, the guy, who was like the stunt guy, said, now, I have to warn you, there are bull sharks in here. They're not big, but there are a bunch in here. There are some in here. And it was like, oh my God. So like sharks is a big thing for me that I don't like. And I also don't like flying too much. So flying is always like a stress anytime I have to do that. I have been collecting movies VHS and DVD and Blu-ray. Yeah, I started doing with VHS first, and I had a huge collection of VHS in the very beginning. Like when I think about how many that I got rid of, oh my God, I mean there were so many that I had. I see a $2 super chat here from Jimmy Larson here. Have you checked out Silence of the Lambs? No, Silence of the Lambs. I've watched that movie so many times. Like puts the lotion in the basket. That's like definitely one of my, favorite sort of serial killer movies. And I really like Manhunter as well. I think that one had really cool music, and I like the whole vibe of that one as well. Let's see here. Hope you're doing well. What's your favorite Stephen King movies? The Shining, even though I know he doesn't, it's funny, he didn't like The Shining, but now he's kind of talking about the original Shining, that he likes it more because of the new, Dr. Sleep. And I also really like, and I know it's like the CGI effects in it are so bad. I mean, they are some of the worst in the world, but I really like The Langoliers. Like, I like that. That's one of those movies that I've always really liked. The Stand is really good, but The Langoliers, though, that's honestly one of my favorite ones for some reason. Like, I like the idea, but that's one I would hope someday that they could release it on Blu-ray. I don't know if the effects, though, it was one of those things, I don't know if it was like edited, since it was for TV, if it was never edited like in HD, and it would be like a nightmare to try and remaster that. And like the effects, I don't know how those were transferred to Blu-ray, because they are, like I said, they are really some of the worst CGI in the world. Like I don't know why they did it the way they did it in that one, but the movie itself I really like. Hey Sean, hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm doing as good as you can right now and everything. Let's see. I see is there a $2 super chat here from Ryan Patrick? Keep up the great work and stay safe. Thanks so much, Ryan, for your super chat. Like I said, guys, I really appreciate the super chats. Huge helps to the channel and the videos and everything. Let's see here. Where was I on here? I said I'm kind of behind. I kind of jump down to the super chats and then go back to where I was. I see a $10 super chat here from Somber Sunsets. Thanks so much. No, sorry, Sober Sunsets. Thanks so much, Sober Sunsets, for your $10 super chat to the channel. Let's see here. Now, where was I? I'm trying to get back to exactly where I was. Let's see here. I see a $10 super chat here from Richard G. What do you think of the film Prometheus? And like I said, guys, thanks so much for these super chats on here. But when it comes to Prometheus, I actually really like that movie. I really, really got into that film. I sometimes really like those movies that deal with like sort of weird scientific-y things when things kind of go wrong. And I don't know, the whole concept of that I really liked. I even liked Alien Covenant, which was the sequel to that one. And I know people really didn't like that. But I really didn't. I liked Danny McBride in there doing like a serious kind of role. Like I especially Danny McBride, though. There's a show that he did a couple years back. If you guys have never seen it, called Vice Principals, and I think HBO now is free, I believe, or at least a lot of stuff is for HBO is free during this time. I don't know how long it's going to go. So if you guys want something funny to watch, like a dark comedy show, check that one out. But like I said, thanks so much for the super chat, and I really appreciate them on here today. Let's see here. Now, where was I? I talked about that. I love YouTube channel. Keep up the good work. I love You Buy Movies, and I will check out the recommendation. I was Perry Movie. You say you are coming to get channel, so keep up the good work. Perry Movie? I'm not sure what that is. What's your favorite horror movie? I talked about that one. But like top one is probably Day of the Dead out of all the ones. I always really liked that movie, the original one. Are you going on holiday to the East Coast again? Well, when things like open up again, I have a lot of film projects coming up, so I have to do all that stuff first. Because there's like everything got delayed. So there's like a couple of different things, 3 different things in Texas, and then a handful of other different locations. But I definitely want to get back to the East Coast. I really want to go back to my original, where I, to Towson, Maryland, and kind of do a video there now, showing how it's changed and how, like, the differences, and kind of doing like a movie hunting video there and that kind of stuff. And I'd love to go to like during the time of like the Monster Mania convention that's in Hunt Valley, because it's like that was a convention place that I always went to when I lived there. So it'd be kind of cool to go back to an East Coast convention again, because East Coast conventions are very different than West Coast conventions. They're much busier. You can't really, the celebrities and stuff like that have huge lines. Like somebody who out here would have like 2 people you could kind of talk to them for, like for example, like Bill Moseley. Out here, I just talk to Bill Moseley every time I see him there, just at a convention for like 10 minutes, just about random stuff. You don't have to buy an autograph or anything. I just talk to him because I've seen him so many times. But like if you were to try and talk to Bill Moseley on an East Coast convention, you couldn't do that. You could talk for like a minute because he'd have like a line around the block. So they're very, very different the way the conventions are out there. So to document it is kind of cool, just to see the differences. They also have a lot more bootlegs on the East Coast than they do out here for some reason. I think it's because all the studios are out here, and a lot of the directors themselves are kind of just walking around like Monsterpalooza and stuff, so they're take the movies off the shelf. Because I remember once I saw they were selling bootlegs of a Tom Savini movie, like a documentary on him, and he like was so pissed. He took them all off the person's table, and then he put them on his table, and then he was like selling them on his table. Have you seen the Clint Howard movie Bugs, aka Silent Night, Deadly Night 4, directed by Brian Usna? If you haven't seen it, it's awesome with great practical effects. No, I've seen Silent Night, Deadly Night 4. That's a really fun movie. I also like Ticks with Clint Howard too. Do you know anything about, or have seen the Malevolence trilogy? Director signed Blu-rays with slipcovers on eBay, bought them as a blind bind. Though those are actually pretty cool movies, especially the first film. The director made another movie too called Brutal Massacre, which is a movie about making movies, and there's a lot of cameos and stuff like that in that movie. That's a fun one as well. If you want to see like a comedy horror movie, I'd check that one out. I see a $4.99 super chat here from the Strange Vision. Thanks so much for your super chat donation, Strange Vision. Hey Sean, will you ever do an Around the Country sequel, or have you ever thought about doing a full-length film like you do with review skits? Now, there's 2 ideas for films that I really do want to make, and if I do them, I probably would do like an Indiegogo or something to try and get some, interest in it. One of them is like this like family horse film that is ridiculous, which would be like with Eric Roberts, is who I really would want to do it. And Eric Roberts is not too difficult to get. And then the other one is this movie. I don't want to say what they're about, but with Clint Howard, that I really want to try and make too. So maybe I'll do like some of the people who have had like really successful Indiegogo campaigns and stuff like that. I might like approach them to try and put them together, and to make them. Because they won't be something I'm doing to to make money. It would be just something that I really want to do. But when it comes to around the country too, if I ever went to like back to the East Coast and I was driving, or I was going like if I took a trip to like the UK, for example, like I could see myself making like something like that again too. And it's easier now too to make the burn on demand DVDs, because you can put them up on like there's like an AV Mod website where they like produce the discs, and they can get them on Amazon. And then like but I would probably just put the movie up for free on YouTube, and then like just put a DVD out if anybody wants it. If I if I ever made another around the country movie. Here, the one here, it says, do you know anything, or have I talked about that one? I love your channel. All the movies you recommend always because of your YouTube channel, so I keep up the good work. I hope you and your family are safe from the coronavirus. No, yeah, we're doing our best, and like I'm trying not to have my parents go out like any more than they have to. I'm pretty much, tomorrow you'll see I'm gonna go out and get a lot of stuff, but I'm pretty much trying to do all the stuff, and I'm going out, picking up the food for everybody, and doing the marketing and all that kind of stuff, just to kind of keep them from going out any more than they have to. Do you like the Sentinel from 1977 and Let's Scare Jessica to Death? The Sentinel is great. Like that's a great like weird movie, in the all set in like this apartment complex. This woman like seeing weird things and dealing with like Satanist kind of stuff. And Let's Scare Jessica to Death, that just came out to Blu-ray a couple months ago, and I know that movie. Some people really don't like that movie for some reason. I really like that. I like that. Everything about that movie is weird. It's a very creepy movie. Enjoyed your recent video updates. Keep up the great work. Yeah, thanks so much. Like I said, I've done some different kind of stuff. Like, if you guys haven't seen it yet, make sure you check out my video showing my trip photos from Florida. I show a lot of really early stuff, like Nickelodeon Studios, and all kind of really rare stuff that doesn't exist anymore. And I just filmed last night a video showing my maps of the theme parks, kind of showing how different it is. And I know they're not that videos that everybody is interested in, but I just thought for people who like Disney and theme parks, stuff like that, it would, for something like that for them to check out. Let's see here. Sean, do you drink alcohol? No, I don't. I used to drink some alcohol, but I haven't drank alcohol in probably like 6 years or something like that. I've never really been the biggest fan of it. And I have like an addictive personality too, so I don't want to mess around with something like that. So it's never really was my thing. The only time, if you want to see a video of me like drinking when I was sort of drunkish, was if you want to look up my high school reunion. I think it was 5-year high school reunion. Check out that video, and you guys can see that. Like one of the few times I was ever drunk. I miss your past streams, but here I am on this one. Yeah, thanks so much for coming on. 312 were watching last night. Yeah, a lot of people came in last night. There really was actually a decent amount of people came in, and like the later it got, surprisingly, when it got to like 12:40, way more people were coming in at that time, which 12:40 in the morning, which was kind of crazy. I didn't expect that. So I feel like almost like if I went on at like 2 a.m. it would have, or 1:30 a.m. it would have even more people. Do you believe in aliens, conspiracy theories like flat Earth, 5G, COVID-19 hoax? Not really. I like not really any conspiracy theories or anything like that. Me personally. Good evening, UK. Does the USA have 88 films like Arrow videos? 88 films. They no, they don't have them out here, and I used to get some of them to review and stuff like that, but most of them, like in the beginning, was like a lot of them that were region free, like all region releases, and now they're not as much region free. But I did, I do have a handful of them, like the Sleepaway Camp movies from them, and a handful of other ones, like the one with Tiny Tim that they put out. Do you still own a copy of Poltergeist because of Bad Vibes? No, I have all the Poltergeist movies, but they're not ones that I like to watch too much, because they definitely do have a lot of bad vibes, behind those ones. Bad News, more Scream Factory. out of print Species, IFC Midnight Horror, MGM title, Sleepaway Camp 2. Yeah, I know that there's a lot of things recently that have gone out of print from Scream Factory, which they could, come back again, back in print, or another company could release them. Like, technically, since like the Sleepaway Camp 2 is out of print, like so another company like Arrow Video could go and release it again, like, or something like that. Another company could kind of come in and do that. Do you have any remaining health complications after losing all the weight, or did it all go away? Congrats, by the way. I've been watching you for over 10 years. No, I don't really have anything like health-wise. I sometimes have like back pains a little bit, every so often. Like, if it only happens if I stand in one place for too long. So like the thing that I can't do is like if someone, it's like a convention or event or something, you have to stand in line for like 2 hours for something. I can't do that because of my back. It's just, I just can't stand in one place for that long without like needing to sit down. I'm fine walking. Like, I can walk for like miles and miles without any problems. Just standing in one place for some reason is always really bad for me. And I did have gallstones, which came from losing all the weight. So from the gallstones though, from having my gallbladder removed, I do have like more like burps, like that kind of stuff from that. What big box office movies would you like to see get Arrow Criterion? I talked about that one. Do you make a list of out-of-print movies when you go shopping? I kind of know some in my head, like ones that I'm always kind of looking for, but I do need to, like, I'm going to work on another out-of-print video soon. It's always hard though. It's so time-consuming because I have to kind of go through them one by one and then kind of like look them up and everything like that. So it's not a quick video to do. So I was also wondering, do you take your acting more seriously now since the weight loss? I assume you're going to get much more opportunities instead of being cast as the comic relief heavy guy. No, I do feel like, I feel like I was taking things seriously in like some of the things back then. I think I was, but I think now, in the last like year and a half, I really got back into it. And once things open up again, I have a lot of different things I'm gonna be doing, which is I'm really happy about. That I'm getting to do a lot more stuff. So like I do feel like now I'm taking it a lot more seriously and more serious about that's like really what I like to do. Do you watch Rambora for Life or OCP? No, I don't think I watch any of them. Do you like Subway? Yeah, I get Subway sometimes. I go to, I get like the veggie patty there sometimes. Have you seen Dead Again and My Little Eye? I don't know if I've seen Dead Again. I know I've seen My Little Eye. How many Italian sausages can you fit in your mouth? I don't eat like meat though, so at least not anymore. Do you ever consider using Tinaker CBD oil during the quarantine? I've never used CBD oil. I've used something else. But I don't say, you never want to talk about that kind of stuff on YouTube. But someone said happy 420. Yeah, it has to do with that. Have you seen Marriage Story? No, I haven't. I've not seen that. I've heard like a lot of great things though about that. What's your favorite sub at Jersey Mike's? So I used to get like the sub in a tub back when I was losing the weight. And then I was getting like the turkey one. Now I'm just getting the vegetable one. Wetmore just posted a video saying he only makes $400 a month on YouTube. Well, you're not supposed to talk about it's kind of like Fight Club. When it comes to what you make on YouTube, you're not really supposed to discuss the numbers. I know you're not really supposed to talk about that kind of stuff. Do you horror Blu-ray unboxing? When the horror packs come, I don't know when those will be coming. So it's the 20th now. So the horror packs should be coming. If they come this week, I usually do those on Mondays. So I will have one of them if those come around then. Do you like the Happy Death Day films? I actually really like those movies. It's a shame that they didn't do better, like the second one, because I feel like the second was really setting up what could have been interesting for the third movie. Hi, you buy in those DVD. What is your all-time favorite? I talked about that. I talked about Gotham. Do you watch sports? No, I don't really watch too many sports. Ever had a dog die yet? No, I have. My first dog was Sweet Cake, and she passed away when I was a little kid. A dog, Max, passed away probably in was it 2008 or 2009, I believe, which was a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel. Hey Sean, I loved your Florida vlogs. I'm in the UK and it reminds me of when we used to go there. We would always stay at Westgate in Orlando. I missed the classic Jaws and King Kong rides. Yeah, they were, and I show some pictures. I'm gonna have a video showing the maps coming up, so I'm gonna show like some pictures of those ones. Any of you guys who just came in, thanks so much for coming in for the afternoon chat. Like I said, I'm trying to do different times just to see how many people are in here, and I do have the super chat on here as well if you guys have any super chat questions. What's your favorite ice cream factory special edition horror movie? Scream Factory? I don't know what that means. Ice cream. I guess favorite Scream Factory? What is your, I guess it's saying what's your favorite Scream Factory special edition? Probably like Motel Hell was one of the ones that I was so excited when they released. Day of the Dead. Those are like some of the top ones. I have here about the Dead Zone finally getting a Blu-ray coming to August 2020 from Scream Factory. David Cronenberg and Deleted Scenes also released more Paramount Select titles. No, I'm glad that Paramount's getting like they're starting to release a bunch of them through Scream Factory. I have the Australian Blu-ray of the Dead Zone. I was watching that again too not too long ago at the gym. That's a really cool movie. Like I forgot how good that movie was. What is your favorite character, not Freddy and Kill in the Nightmare on Elm Street films? Favorite character? I don't know who is the favorite that's not Freddy. That's hard to say. I liked a lot of the characters though in the one at the Dream Clinic. That was, I really liked like the heavy guy in the Dream Clinic one. I always liked that guy. Have you seen Remember Gary Coleman movie on the Right Track and Jimmy the Kid? Never been released on DVD. No, I've never seen those ones. I believe I've heard of the names though. Been a fan since 2008. Since 2008, have you ever thought about doing a podcast? I kind of see like doing this in a weird way as a podcast kind of thing, but I know podcasts are usually with like somebody else. So like I've thought about them. Like last night on here, FlickPick wanted me to come on his podcasting, so that'd be kind of cool to do that. Laugh a lot, great origin story for their nicknames. Do you have any mumblecore films? I don't know what that is. Have you watched the animated series, Gary Coleman? Oh, so those were animated series shows. No, I have not seen those ones. Hi, my name is Roman Martinez. Do you have a Laserdisc player? Someone sent me one right before I moved in 2010, but it weighed like over 50 pounds, so we had to get rid of it when I moved. It was just like, just too much of a thing. Do you remember the backdraft attraction at Universal? I do remember that one, but I don't know for sure if I ever went to see it because my brother, when he was like a little kid, when we first went there, we went on the Great Movie Ride, and the fire stuff really freaked him out, so we never, went on that one because it was too much to do with fire. Looking forward to some decent movies to buy. Any thoughts? New ones to check out? In the video tomorrow I'm going to be talking about the movie The Gentleman, and I was surprised with that one. I actually kind of liked that one. So if you guys haven't seen The Gentleman, that was pretty good. Have you ever been on the deep web? No, I've never. I've done videos talking about like the theories of the deep web and all that kind of stuff, like creepypasta kind of horror movies, like done found footage. So I've done stuff talking about that, but I've never seen that or anything like that. I can't believe the Castaways on Gilligan's Island is never released on anything home media, video, VHS and DVD and Blu-ray. Yeah, they put out Rescue from Gilligan's Island, but Castaways on Gilligan's Island was the sequel, and they never put out anything. For some reason, there must be something with the rights or who owns it or something. I can't figure it out. But yeah, for some reason, it never came out. Let's see here. Do you like Conjuring 1 or 2 better? I really liked the first movie a lot better. The second one was okay, but I didn't love it. Have you seen Overlord? What did you think of it? Yeah, I liked the Overlord. I thought that was actually pretty good. It kind of reminded me of Reanimator a little bit, like what was going on in the movie. Whoa, this looks like last night's live stream. Yeah, but hopefully people aren't on here posting like offensive stuff, because people were doing that last night. And I think it took them off because I hid them. So I think when the video published, it took those things off, I believe. Sean, what's your thoughts on the year 1989 in horror? It seems like to be the forgotten year, but it's got some great gems. Night Visitor, Nice Life. Yeah, both those, I don't think either of those have come to Blu-ray. But yeah, 89, there was actually some decent stuff in there. I would need to look up the list to see like all the stuff, but I think like some of the weirdest years for movies were like for like horror movies were like 95 and 96 were kind of like a weird time. Um, Hey Sean, hello from Scotland. Been a fan for years. How are you surviving this quarantine? Do you have any routine to your days? Are you a gamer at all? Well, I did get the Nintendo Switch recently, so I have played Animal Crossing on there. So I have the code below. If you guys are on Nintendo Switch, you guys can add me on there. But it's been okay. It's just like it was just weird because I've talked about this before. How I was doing all these acting projects and everything got delayed because of it. So it's just kind of like sort of sad because I had all these things I was gonna do and everything changed. So so that means when everything opens up, I'm gonna have to plan everything out and get everything figured out with the dates and get it and have all the directors and stuff book the flights again, and hopefully they were able to get their money back for some of the ones that got delayed. All that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's been okay. I'm just like the main person now going out and getting the food for everybody in the house and all that kind of stuff. Um, uh, Glad to see you're doing good, still losing weight. I don't really need to lose any more weight. I need to just maintain. And I checked my weight last night for the first time in like 2 weeks maybe, and it was where it's always been. So luckily enough, during all this stuff, even with me not being able to go to the gym, I'm walking now though 3 times a week for about 10 miles. So luckily enough, I'm able to maintain. But I have to be really careful though. Let's see here. A lot of like weird dildo questions someone keeps asking, so I'm gonna have to hide that person. Clean up Jay, ladies present. Do you watch Memories of Invisible Man with John Carpenter and Chevy Chase film? Yeah, that's a fun movie. I always really liked that one as a kid. That came out a couple years ago from Scream Factory, but that's a fun John Carpenter movie that you never hear anyone talk about. Like, you never hear that brought up. Like, for some reason, like, people just don't know about that one. Can you do the Don and Murph voice? Well, I can't do the Murph voice. That was like, only MJ could do that. The Don voice, it's hard for me to do that now because it's like, well, Murph, I'm not so sure, Murph. I went out there and I was having some real problems and I don't know what to do. It's kind of hard to do it when you're not. I don't know. I haven't done it for so long, and I feel like if I was back with MJ and he had on the Murph wig and the shirt, and then like I could do it much easier. And it would be like, because we most of those stuff too we improvised. We kind of wrote down ideas, but like a lot of it was just us improvising things. Let's see here. Have you ever auditioned for a bigger movie, one that was released in theaters? Like I actually auditioned for Han Solo. I've done some auditions. I'm not too great at them because I haven't done many. A lot of the stuff I've done, people have just kind of asked me to do them, or like they knew what I do, or that kind of stuff. So a lot of times for like bigger movies, you have to have an agent, and I honestly don't care one way or another if it's like a big movie or a small movie, whatever. It's like, to me, it doesn't matter. Like, the only bigger company I would like to get in doing something is Blumhouse. Like, that's the one company that I really would like to do something with. But like when it comes to like, if I was working with Tom Cruise or something, like, I honestly, to be totally honest, wouldn't give a shit. Like, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like like bigger people like John Travolta and something like The Fanatic, yeah, like that, yes. Like, but that's not really a Hollywood movie. But like that kind of stuff. But like I'm not that interested in like having to be in like a huge thing or something like that. Like if I did, it would be like some small little like couple lines thing. I used to love Dynamite for years. Do you ever see your mate who made them with you? No, he like, we talked about 2 years ago, and then he vanished again. I think he's somewhere in Colorado, but he's one of those kind of people. MJ is one of those people who kind of comes and goes. You know what I mean? Like and like he vanishes. It's like really weird. I thought about that about Ravenous too. Yeah, because I was talking about Ravenous, how David Arquette kind of didn't fit in the movie in a weird way. He seemed like a modern guy back in the 1800s. Hey, glad to see you're on, doing well. What are your opinions on the Lord of the Rings Hobbit movies? I really like the Lord of the Rings films. For some reason, I didn't like the Hobbit movies as much, but I really like the Lord of the Rings ones. I haven't watched them back in forever, though. Have you ever seen Dolores Claiborne with Kathy Bates? That's a really good Stephen King movie that you kind of don't hear about as much because it kind of got overshadowed by Misery. Because I think Dolores Claiborne was after, like a little bit after Misery. But Misery, that's a really good Stephen King movie as well. Favorite dead family member? Probably my uncle, Alexander, who died. It was like one of my favorites. And then my grandmother. Here, been watching your channel since like 2007. Thanks for the content. Yeah, thanks so much for watching for so long. Um, hey Sean, how's your mom and your dad? You know, they're doing fine. Could you take Dweebo in a fight? No, we never really had any real fights or anything like that. When you met Gary Coleman, actor, when you have met Gary Coleman. I met Gary Coleman maybe a year or so before he passed away at the Chiller Theater Convention in New Jersey. I'm digging your room tours. Yeah, I like doing those kind of things. I have to figure out some other kind of stuff like that to do. I have like some storage boxes, so I might like do a new video going in the storage boxes because I haven't done that in a while. They're very heavy though, so I have to figure out how to do that. Used used to be my hero. What happened to you? Too big for your real fans. I think I'm exactly the same Adam Dixon. Like I don't think I'm doing anything different or anything like that. Uh, but let's see here. How would you describe your acting style? Would you say who has inspired you to want to be in movies? I don't know if anybody inspired me. I just kind of always have liked doing like characters and that kind of stuff. Acting style, over the top, quite a lot, but then it also can be. But I like somebody like that I look up to, like that's kind of crazy, is like Clint Howard, like that's like that kind of acting. Bill Moseley, kind of like characters like that are kind of out there, kind of stuff like that. And I do some serious kind of parts as well, like serious kind of stuff, but like that kind of thing. Um, let's see. Have you seen Crawl Space TV movie? Yeah, no, I've talked about Crawl Space a lot. I have the DVD of that one. That's really out of print, really hard to get, but I love that movie. How would you describe a meal like you would a DVD? Um, I don't know. I've never really done like food reviews. You know, like talking about that kind of stuff. I watch some people who do like food reviews, but I don't know how I would like. I don't know if I would be very good at like describing it. It's kind of weird. Like I don't know. I don't like, to me that's not really like a huge interest in mine to like describe it. You know what I mean? So I don't think I'd be able to do that. Favorite black and white horror movies? Probably Freaks and Bad Seed are two of my favorite ones. Hey Sean, how do you deal with stress? You just kind of have to deal with it. Um, I mean, like sometimes I do get like annoyed about stupid things, and things like stress me out. Um, and for sleeping, if I've had problems sleeping, like I said, I can't say exactly what I'm talking about here, but you know, today is a certain date. That certain date relates to something specific, and that's something specific I do in a form of you know, food version of that specific thing without saying it, and that helps immensely with sleeping because I had such terrible sleep, insomnia. I mean, like some of the top level insomnia, and it's like a lifesaver, an honest lifesaver for me for sleeping. I mean, honestly, and the only thing that's ever worked. Um, so I'm, you know. Prescription for whatever that thing is, and I don't usually talk about that stuff. But you know, like I said, I'm not saying it directly. I'm just sort of dancing around it in like that kind of a way. But for me, it's really helped. Are you a fan of Shane Meadows' films, Dead Man's Shoes or This Is England? I've heard of those, but I don't believe I've seen either of those ones. My fear is big boobs. um, what the, have you seen Samurai Cop? What's funny is I almost was going to be in Samurai Cop 2. And I was going to do it, and then like something happened. I don't exactly remember what happened, but like the part ended up like not being in the movie anymore or something like that. But I have seen Samurai Cop. Hey, Sean, I've been watching you for about 10 years now. Well, thanks so much for watching for so many years now. And like I said, I'll probably be on here tonight for not tonight, it's afternoon, for maybe an hour and a half. So if you guys have any super chats or anything like that, that's on here as well. Let's see here. Hey, Sean, what's up? I'm sitting here watching the complete series of Duckman. Yeah, that's a fun show. I used to watch that one back in the day. I have not watched Duckman, though, in forever. Let's see here. Now, I kind of messed up the list now. Are you collaborating with FlickPick? Yeah, no, FlickPick asked me last night to come on his his podcast thing. So we might try and figure out how to plan that thing out. Let's see here. Trying to make sure I don't miss any of these ones. I'm trying not to like, I have the same Sleepaway Camp box set. Yeah, the one that has all the movies. Favorite Star Trek original series movie. Probably the Wrath of Khan is probably the favorite one? Are you still doing any movie commentaries? Yeah, I talked about that some last night. I haven't done that in forever. I would like to, maybe try another one again. Let's see here. Where was I now? Have you seen Supergirl from 1984? Yes, I have seen that one. Do you like Limp Bizkit? I listened to that back in the day. I really did like that then. I haven't listened to that in forever. But like back in the day, I remember when I discovered their CD, I remember at the same time I discovered like Kid Rock, and I thought I was real like, oh, I was real cool because like I discovered these things like maybe like a month before they got popular. I got the original 1987 Halloween, the Criterion Collection Laserdisc. That's cool. I totally didn't realize that they put that on Laserdisc. I mean, no, Criterion put that out. Are you a fan of Brian De Palma? Personally, I love Phantom of the Paradise and Body Double. No, those are like two of my favorite movies of his, and some of my favorite movies. Body Double, though, is probably one of my top favorite movies. Have you ever met Dan Snyder? No, he's never been in any conventions. Dan Snyder was, behind like, Keenan Kel and some of that kind of stuff. Everyone keep in mind, he answered all the questions, but it's about 15 minutes behind. Do you know the old movie Gilling's Island? No, the old movie George's Island and the Jerky Boys movie. I can't believe those are not on DVD. Yeah, the George's Island, that's a really fun movie. And Jerky Boys, yeah, Jerky Boys has never been on anything either. It's kind of crazy how there's certain movies that have never come out. Have you seen Eden Lake? Yeah, that Eden Lake is a really good one. Let's see here. Favorite, I talked about that. Do you know the canceled movie almost made from Galfin, Vince Vaughn, and Chris Farley? Something I didn't know about that movie that they were going to do that got canceled. How would you approach an actor like Clint Howard or Eric Roberts to be in your movie? Eric Roberts wouldn't be too expensive. I don't know about Clint Howard, but it would all be like dependent too upon like if I did like a Kickstarter or something like that or Indiegogo. But it wouldn't be difficult because I know people that have worked with them, so it wouldn't be difficult. Those are some of the main people, and I would love like the actor who played, and I believe he's still alive, who played Sardo in Are You Afraid of the Dark. I have like an idea for him as like a shopkeeper in the horse movie, which would be amazing to have him play a similar type of character. And I probably will do the horse movie, honestly. When everything opens up again, maybe into next year, I'll like really try and get it done. We'll see. Like Vinegar Syndrome does, but I would do it where I'd have like a whole team, like people who are editing it and all that kind of stuff. Because all I would want to do was direct it and play the brother in the movie. That's it, the one girl's brother. Let's see here. I want to make my own short film, but I'm nervous. I should just do it. I guess it's a dumb question. I just respect you. Keep up the good work. No, I would just do it. Like, the thing is now it's so easy with phones and the technology and editing is so easy now. So I would definitely plan on doing that. What's the deal? What was a huge deal when it happened, but everyone seems to have forgotten about it? I'm not sure what that was about. Like I said, I'm kind of behind on these ones. So like because I jumped down to, if there's a super chat, I jump down to that, and then because some of them, the super chats, you can click the button. I discovered that last night, and you can click the button and go right to it. But some of them you have to scroll down. So sometimes when I scroll down, I lose the place. Let's see here. Love your videos in the UK. What movie would you like to see on Blu-ray? Like one that I would love to see on Blu-ray is Summer Camp Nightmare. That's never been to DVD or anything like that. Is there any movies that you hope come to 4K one day? Well, some of the ones that I was hoping were the Back to the Future movies, and I believe they should be coming out sometime this year. Any movies that you wish was on DVD that's not? Like I was saying, well, a lot of those ones that were mentioned in here earlier, like George's Island, Journey to Spirit Island, Zoobly Zoo, that's a TV series, but I would love to have those release. What stops people from understanding themselves? I don't know. What went wrong on Matthew Porterfield when you made Putty Hill? Was he just an asshat? Did you get to meet Sky Ferreira? No, I met Sky Ferreira. Like, I didn't at the time really know who she was, but it was just like all these kind of things, like just the way if I was asking a question I was kind of getting yelled at and everything. It's just like I did not like the whole thing. Have you ever done a video on all of your Criterion movies? I never have, because they're all kind of separated, so I would have to kind of like go through the sections and like pull out all the ones that were Criterion related. What's your favorite cheat food? Probably like certain types of candies, like yogurt. I mean, frozen yogurt and stuff like that. But I usually have those, or was before I went to the gym, so then I would burn all that off. But you know, the main yogurt place that I like, Menchie's, that's not open. For some reason, though, Yogurtlands are. I have no idea why that Menchie's, because they're both the same way, where you get the stuff yourself, you fill the cup, you get the toppings. But for some reason, Yogurtland is open and Menchie's isn't. Um, do you watch Chuck Norris Karate Commandos? No, I never saw that series. Have you seen the Poltergeist The Legacy series? No, I've heard of that. I've never seen that. Do you drink coffee? No, I've never really liked coffee for some reason. Like, I've tried it and it was never really my thing. Favorite season? Probably the fall around then. Favorite dark comedy? Mine is Nothing But Trouble. Clifford with Martin Short. Yeah, Clifford is a great movie. That I absolutely love that. And same with Nothing But Trouble. Both of those ones are ones that I would say are some of my favorites as well. Um, I'm looking for the movie FM. Where can I get it? I believe FM came out from Kino releasing. I think Kino Larber released that one. Wetmoy's always complaining about money, collector videos, and he never buys anything. No, he's like selling off a lot of his stuff. Like, it's really weird, like, to see how much stuff, because he's selling off a lot of like screeners and stuff you're not supposed to sell. So it's, I worry that he does that. I'm like, because I keep everything. Everything I get, I keep. But let's see here. Have you seen Altered Night 2006 or any How to Get Away with Murder with Dan Aykroyd? Altered. I know I've seen the cover. I don't know if I've seen that one. I think You and Your Family and Sinister could make a fun parody of Would You Rather. Oh yeah, that was a fun movie, like a crazy movie. But yeah, like I can't wait to see Danny again, because right now you're not really allowed to see people. You're not supposed to. So when everything is better again, I'm sure I'll see Danny again. How would you, let's see, I talked about that one. Is there a reason you gave up meat, if you don't mind me asking? I just kind of stopped liking it. For some reason, I never really did any, like, it started kind of not agreeing with my stomach and stuff for some reason. I never really, even as a kid, I never was a huge fan of meat. Hi from the Bay Area. Have you ever been to San Francisco? No, that's a area that I always wanted to go to. So hopefully at some point I get to go there. And I know it's expensive and I probably wouldn't even like the food, but I always wanted to go to the restaurant for Mrs. Doubtfire, Bridges. For some reason that's always like a dream to go to that restaurant for some reason to me, because of that movie. Let's see here. What is your favorite It movie? Your favorite It movie, the 1991 or the 2017, or It Chapter 2. I really like the original, 1991. I would say is the best, because Tim Curry, like, is so good in that. What's your favorite Hitchcock film? He was a true genius. Of course, I think Psycho is my top favorite, and then probably Lifeboat and Rope. Those are ones that I really like. Pizza toppings you like. I put like, they don't have them anymore as many places, but I like caramelized onions, mushrooms, black olives. Those are some of like the main ones that I really like. I see a $2 super chat that just came in. Let me try and make sure I don't lose the space. So where was I here? If I can cut down here. I see a super chat here from VML3615. And thanks so much, guys, like I said, for the super chats. They're a huge help to the channel, so I really appreciate them. Do you like Brent from the Howard Stern Show? Yeah, Brent Kaplan from the Howard Stern Show. I do like, I think he talks about, I believe, about food. I think, maybe, I don't know. My favorite people on the Howard Stern Show, though, that are like the people that are there, is pretty much just the main group. Ronnie sometimes I like, but sometimes Ronnie the limo driver can like go on and on and on. Like sometimes he comes on and talks for so long. But like I always love when the Whack Pack kind of calls in. Like my favorite though is High Pitch Eric. Like I always feel like High Pitch Eric should have his own talk show, and they should let him interview like A-listers, because it would be so strange, and it almost could like air on like Adult Swim, because it would be probably like Tim and Eric-y kind of thing. I think it would be amazing. And then the other Whack Packers, of course, Beetlejuice, and then some of the ones that passed away though. I think the top ever was Eric the Midget, was like our Eric the Actor was like the top, and then Hank the Angry Dwarf. They were like the best ones. And Gary the Conqueror, though, he doesn't call in much anymore. I don't know. I haven't heard from him in a long time on there. Do you redeem your digital codes? Yeah, I use all the digital codes. And a lot of times, too, my parents watch the stuff on streaming and stuff like that through the codes. What's your thoughts on Brian Donner's The Thing Called Love? Fast film with River Phoenix before he passed away. I remember hearing about that one. I talked about that. Stop asking over. How'd you get involved with the pork chop films? Well, I met Emin Hardman, who directed those movies, and I did his movie called Zombie Babies, which was like this movie filmed in this weird abandoned hotel. And when I met him on that, he wanted me to be in the pork chop too and go to the set, but it was like too hard for me to get there, so I ended up filming scenes for it. But because I knew him, that was why I was in those ones. Um, do you care about fashion? What clothes style do you usually wear? Well, I've pretty much had the same fashion since like I was a kid, like wearing like shirts with a pocket, plain shirts, the same kind of pants. So like that's kind of like always. I'm not really like a big fashion kind of guy. Like I don't wear like big name brand things or buy expensive stuff. I kind of just like have a lot of the same stuff. I'm sort of like an Ernest P. Worrell or Pee Wee. You know, I kind of wear the same shit all the time. Like for some reason, that's just always how I've been. Let's see here. Do you? I hope you still do the Strix movie. I pre-ordered the signed Blu-ray. No, don't worry, Griff. The Strix movies, they shot a lot of that movie. All those movies have to happen because they're all contracted, and I have deal memos and deal contracts and all that kind of stuff. So don't worry. Everything that I talked about will happen. It's just everything is shut down like right now. But yeah, it would definitely still happen. Are you a fan of Brian Dennehy, and what was your favorite movie with him? No, I like Brian Dennehy. From I was trying to think of some of the ones like Rambo, First Blood. There was also a serial killer movie that he was in, which was pretty interesting too. But he's been in a lot of stuff I really like. Do you like Garbage Pail Kids and Mac and Me? No, I do. Like, especially Mac and Me. And I'm like nuts when it comes to this, but for some reason, I have more fun watching Mac and Me than I do E.T. I've watched E.T. in my life a couple times, but I've watched Mac and Me so many times. Like, I don't know why I watch it so many times, but that's like my favorite one to watch. Do you need a mod anytime? It doesn't seem to be as bad today, but it was bad last night with like some of the weird, like really offensive kind of comments. Mom and Dad's favorite movie, probably Tootsie is one of the ones that I always know is like one of their favorites. Favorite ice cream toppings. I like Butterfinger pieces, like like kind of pulverized like crumbs Butterfingers, and peanut butter cup pieces. Like those are always been my favorite, especially peanut butter cups. That was always my favorite things on ice cream or yogurt or any of that kind of stuff. Hey, big fan. Have you been talking to MJ? I loved the out and about videos you did with him. No, like I tried to reach out to him like a little while ago, but I don't hear anything. I mean, hopefully some point I hear from him again, but he's like vanished. He has no social media presence. He's not online. His wife isn't online. They're like totally like ghosts. So like it's kind of like until they come back to me, I don't know. You know what I mean? Can you do a Pee Wee impression? I'm not too good at Pee Wee impression. It's like, hi, Daddy. I'm just not very good at that. I'm not the best at impressions. I'm good at like weird impressions. If it's like a bad version of something, you know what I mean? Or like the way, to me, when I hear somebody, the way I hear it. Like when I was doing like the wet movie thing, that was just kind of like the way I heard it. And I did it like weird, like sort of sunken in, because at the time Brennan was so thin, so I kind of saw it as he had like the kind of so thin, so he was like sucked in. So that was kind of why I did it the way I did it. Like not because I knew he didn't sound like that, but like my impression is just kind of like the way I am. I don't know, the way I kind of hear them in my head in a weird way. So I was like, "Hello, brother," and or there's the real Brennan way. It's like, Betty, I'm doing my best, Betty. Like that's like way he talks, but the over exaggerated version was "Hello, brother," that kind of thing. Because the thing is, he really to me says "buddy" so much. He doesn't say it as much anymore, but he used to say it all the time. So that's why I said "buddy" so much. How do you get your acting roles? Do you use Backstage or anything else? No, I don't use like a lot of like casting things. A lot of times I find out about stuff through Facebook or people that I know or working on the movie, or if I come across like an Indiegogo for it, I sometimes contact the directors. So all that kind of stuff. But I've never really used one of those things where you have to pay to use it. I remember once I signed up for that though before I moved in like 2008 or something, and it was really weird. Like I got like the second I signed up, I got a weird call from somebody, and he was like giving me all this grief, saying, "Well, they want you for this role, but you got to pay $150." It was like a weird scheme, going on. He's like, "Well, you want to be an actor?" It was really strange. So I'm like, I've never messed around with any of that stuff. Like I said, that was a long time ago. But do I draw? Once when someone asks, do I draw? No, I don't. I'm not really that great at drawing. I can draw like goofy kind of stuff, but not that great at it. My birthday is tomorrow. So please subscribe to me. Everyone, check out though 4K Snipes. And hope you have a nice birthday tomorrow. Do you like any of the Creepshow movies or the new series? Yeah, when I had Shudder for a little bit for the free thing, the free trial for 3 months, I watched a number of the Creepshow ones, and I thought they were actually pretty good. But movie wise, I love the first 2 movies. The third movie is really bad, but it's watchable. It's like a bad watchable movie, but it's nothing like Creepshow. But between the 2 of them, I think I like the second one better a little bit, just a little bit, because I really like the raft segment. I feel like that segment could have been an entire movie. Let's see here. Do you go talk about that one? Favorite Criterion movie release? I don't know for favorite Criterion. Recently I was really glad they put out Polyester. Did you buy a tractor? No, I've never used a tractor or anything like that. I'd probably end up crashing on it or something. Hey Sean, love the Q&A. Just curious, do your parents ever pursue you to get a 9-to-5 job? Well, because of what I do, I'm able to make some money, doing YouTube and all this kind of stuff. And then through the acting lately, it's been a lot, like everything is paying now, which is really good. I'm kind of glad that I don't have a job right now since most places closed too. But I did work at a movie theater for 2 years though, and it was like an up and down kind of thing. Like emotionally, it was not. I didn't do too good at it. I don't know. I'm not that good with authority for some reason. Especially too, the certain things, because I'm not like a real a guy that has a big degrees or anything like that. So if I had to work at a job, it would be something where I'd be having a manager that was 20 or something, 22, a young guy. And sometimes too, they can kind of pick on you bad. And I had some real problems with that, picking on me really weird and all that kind of stuff. So it was kind of weird when I was there. Let's see here. Where is the thing here? Power Rangers or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Between the 2 of them, probably the Ninja Turtles is what I liked more, because especially the original series and then the films. The second movie is my favorite of all those. Marvel or DC Comics, probably Marvel, I would say. But the thing is though with DC though, I really do like Batman. Out of all the superheroes, Batman is always my favorite one. I can't believe there are more Paramount films. Andre the Elephant, Dragon Slayer, Common Valor never come out to Blu-ray. Hope Paramount Presents label or Shout Factor. Yeah, Paramount Presents is the new label they've started to releasing lesser known things or stuff that's kind of released a long time ago, and they're giving it better releases and that kind of stuff. But I know that they're going to be putting out Pretty in Pink, which I may be totally wrong about this, but I don't think that ever came to Blu-ray before. But I will be in the video tomorrow showing a look at the Paramount Presents ones if you guys want to see a closer look at those ones. And I think I see a $2 super chat that came in. Let's see. Yeah, from Jimmy Larson. Thanks so much, Jimmy, for your super chat, your $2 super chat. What is the worst horror movie you watched? Recently, I don't know for recently what really sucked that I really didn't like. I didn't when I think about some of the remakes I really didn't like. I'm trying to think, what did I really dislike? It's hard to say what I didn't like. I'm one of those kind of people that always kind of tries to look for the best in everything that I watch. So it's hard to say what I really didn't like. Probably though, I still to this day, and I've talked about this before, I really didn't like that Prom Night remake. That was pretty bad. I do see a couple super chats that came in, and like I've said, guys, thanks so much for the super chats. They're huge helps to this channel and my videos and everything, especially right now. Matthew Roxas gave a $2 super chat. Favorite movie from the Soska sisters? Probably American Mary, but their new movie though, I really liked. Rabbit, the Rabbit remake, which is the remake of David Cronenberg's movie, because they brought their own take to the movie, and I would really recommend you guys check that out, because it's one of those ones that I feel like some people might think, oh, this isn't going to be great, but they did a really good job with that. And there's a so it says, I don't know what kind of money this is in. It says NOK 20, so I'm not sure what kind of money that's in, but it's thanks so much though for your super chat. And it's from We Are All Winchesters. Have you been in any big budget movies? Like the bigger budget things were the ones for Sci-Fi Channel. I don't know what the budgets were for like Ghostquake and Haunted High. And Girls Gone Dead was a higher budget one as well, but I don't know, I never know the exact money. I think Dead Ant though was pretty high budget because they had a decent cast in that one, a lot of background extras in that one, so I would say that one is pretty higher budget one as well. Let's see here, where was I now? And like I said, thanks so much for the super chats. I wish every season of Kids Inc. would come out on DVD or Blu-ray. Love that program. That's one I heard of, but I never saw that one. What thought on movie Alien, sci-fi, true story, Fire in the Sky? I've seen that cover. I've never seen that one. Are you doing a Blu-ray and DVD Tuesday new release video? Yeah, I'll have one of them tomorrow. I'm trying not to miss them. Every week it kind of is different depending on where I will go and all that kind of stuff. Can you make a new comedy recommendations video? Yeah, I do need to do an updated one of that. I'm thinking about doing a video next, though, showing, or at least soon, showing my entire TV collection, because I've never really scrolled across all the TVs. I'm going to have to move a lot of stuff to do it, but I feel like that would be like an interesting one to do. Let's see, favorite Hilary Duff movie? Probably the Lizzie McGuire movie, because I really like that series, and it sucks because they were going to make that into a new series on Disney Plus, and then the content, like Disney Plus didn't like it because it was too like PG-13 or too adult. That's the thing. Disney Plus should for some reason with Disney they sometimes almost like neuter people in their movies. Like they're really afraid of being like any bit adult. And that sometimes it drives me kind of crazy with Disney, is that they're such pussies sometimes with certain things, and they were being a little pussy with the new Hilary Duff show, the Lizzie McGuire show, and I know she really wanted to do that, and I wanted to see them. They filmed 2 episodes of that, and they canned the whole thing, and I don't think it's going to happen anymore, because she wants it to be the content it is, but she wants it to go to Hulu, so hopefully Hulu will pick it up, and then they will air it, and have it be the way they want it to be. I see another super chat here from MX. I'm not sure what that money is. Like I said, I don't know what the money is in for that, but it's in from MX. If any of you guys know what that means, but from Adolf Juarez. Thanks so much, Adolf Juarez, though, for the super chat. There's no question here, but I do see a super chat here from Steve, and this is a £2 super chat. It says, hey, I think it's pound. Maybe it's not pound if it's Ireland. Hey from Ireland, do you have any favorite Irish films? One that I always remember, and I'm sorry if I'm wrong about this, but I believe it's an Irish film, is Waking Ned Devine, or Devine. I always liked that movie. And Felicia's Journey, I believe you could consider that a Irish film, sort of, but that's one I really liked as well. Adolf Juarez gave a super chat here. What's your favorite movie? And what's your worst? Favorite movie, probably Pee-wee's Big Adventure is one of my favorites. Worst, it's so hard to say, what's my worst. One I remember, I've talked about this before, that I hate is Family Man, just because I hated the way it ended. I can't believe there are more Paramount films. I talked about that one. Let's see here. And I'll probably be on here for about another 20 more minutes. So if you guys have any last minutes in the next 20 minutes, any super chats or anything like that, like I said, probably about 20 minutes or so more. Love, hey Sean, fan of your channel, enjoying your content. Yeah, thanks so much for watching. And thanks so much, guys, too, for watching some of the different videos that I'm doing lately, because I know they're not all movie related, and I'm trying to do some other different kind of stuff. So I appreciate you guys checking out them. If you guys haven't seen some of them too, the recent ones, definitely check out the one showing my vacation pictures, because I was really happy with that video, just because it was kind of cool to see really different stuff. I talked about Overlord, favorite Power Rangers. I always liked the Green Ranger. I would say that was probably one of my favorites. Do you like rock and roll? Now, I do listen to some rock and roll. I listen to more like pop, kind of like 80s synth pop, and current synth pop music, like Churches and Purity Ring and that kind of music. Do you still miss Sid Haig from House of a Thousand Corpses? Yeah, I was a huge fan of Sid Haig, and Sid Haig was a really cool guy, and he was somebody I have I think I had 1 or 2 interviews with him on the channel, and he was always cool to talk to, and I saw him ever since the first convention I went to, and he's just a really, really cool guy. So when he passed away, I was really sad about that, because like he was somebody that I always was a huge fan of. What movie or show would you like to see on DVD that's not on DVD? I talked about that, but I was saying like Zoobly Zoo is a show that would be kind of cool to see. A weird movie I want to check out is the Sweet Life movie. Random, I know, Disney movie. Yeah, Sweet Life on, I think on deck, and there's a couple Sweet Life movies. I don't think I've ever seen that though. Nice David Lynch poster. Did you enjoy the Twin Peaks return? Yeah, I really like that. The new return of Twin Peaks. Did you watch Onward? I need to watch that. I know that's on Disney Plus. Hey Sean, been watching a long time. Wondering your opinions on The Quarry. Oh, that series. I think it only went for 1 season, but I watched it. I did like that one. Can you talk about meds? YouTube is not going to care unless it's in the tags or title. I just don't talk about them too much. Maybe if I ever went on Instagram or something where like the video would be deleted, and you know what I mean, like then I would. Did you like Korean movies like Old Boy and Parasite? Yeah, and especially Parasite. You know, I did watch that one and reviewed that. So if you guys want to see the review, I have that up. But that movie was great though. Let's see, what movie? I talked about that. Hey Chauncey, so you're going to make that video. I told you about top 10 movies I don't know I still have my collection. Yeah, I need to look into doing that. Like, I have to really go in and see some, like, weird crap. But I feel like if it's something I really didn't like, I'd probably put it into a storage box. I do see a $5 super chat here from Robbie Racine. Can you review my short film In a Foreign Place? I was on YouTube. Love you. I'll definitely check out the video, and I'll like leave you a comment or something. So I'll definitely check it out, Robbie. But everyone too, go to Robbie Racine. So his channel is ROBIE. So no, sorry, ROBBIE RACINE. So definitely, guys, check out his channel and check out his short film on there. It's called In a Foreign Place. And I see a $10 super chat here from Richard G. Thanks so much, Richard, for the $10 super chat. What's your favorite version of the Thing films? Probably John Carpenter's is the favorite, but I really did like the original movie, the one from like was it the 50s or 60s? I really did like that one a lot though. But definitely John Carpenter's. I think it was the prequel, the one that was from like 2008 or 9. That one I thought was okay, but John Carpenter's one is the one that I watched the most. Dude, you lost a lot of weight. Last time I saw you was in 2013. Well, thanks so much for coming back. Yeah, no, like back when you saw me before, I was over like 450 pounds. Flick Pick, thumbs up. Yeah, Flick Pick, I've watched him forever. Let's see here. Did you watch the TV show Green Acres? That's a show I never watched. I've seen the opening there, that Green Acres is the place to be, but I never watched it. Do you like Prison Break? That's another one of those shows I never watched. Like, hopefully, if they put out like a reissue of the complete series or something, I can get it to review, because I've never seen a single episode of that show. Like, nothing. Not a clip, nothing. There's certain shows like that. Just like up until recently, I never saw 30 Rock. And I got from Mill Creek the Blu-ray review of it, and I've been watching through that. And I really like that. Why do you look scared in your thumbnails? Just close your mouth. I don't like the closed mouth thing. It's just like, you kind of look like a weird, like sort of like this studious kind of guy, and you close your mouth like this. So I never really do like the closed mouth. And I always like, most people do the shock things, but I've always done those stupid faces. Like, that's just kind of what I do. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know how to take a picture without doing that stupid face for some reason. Have you seen Bang the Drum Slowly or Paper Moon? No, I've never seen either of those ones. Why does Beverly Hills Cop 3 get so much hate? I don't know, because wasn't that the one at the theme park? Let's see here. Talked about Hilary Duff movie. Have you seen the Todd Haynes film Safe? You know, with Julianne Moore? That was a really good movie. I did like that one. Have you seen horror film The Kindred, never released on DVD or Blu-ray? I actually don't think I have. Hey Sean, I've been watching I have been a long-time subscriber of yours. What movie are you watching tonight? I got some stuff from Seven Films to review today. Because Seven Films has that new line, which is like kids films, like 80s kids films and lesser known kids movies. So I got like 2 things from them So I'm going to probably watch some of those tonight. Let's see here. Do you like Hot to Trot? Bobcat Goldthwait movie when he's a talking horse? No, yeah. That's a really fun movie. It's that's one that you don't hear about too often. I believe I have like the Burn on Demand DVD of that one. Let's see here. What season or show have you rewatched the most? Like a show that I watched a lot. Probably now Curb Your Enthusiasm, because I've been going through now and since the whole stay at home orders and all that kind of stuff. You only go out for food and certain things. I've been going back and rewatching all of Curb Your Enthusiasm. Another show I watched a lot is like stuff like Gilligan's Island. Family Matters is one I watched a lot. Full House, but out of all like the TGIF ones, Family Matters is the one that I like the best. Have you seen Richard Jewell? Yeah, Richard Jewell is great, and what's crazy too is me and Brennan both found out, me and Wet Movie, that Richard Jewell watches our videos. The actor who plays him, which was like so surreal because I sent him my review, and then he tweeted back, did you and Wet Movie ever squash the beef? So that was so funny to find out that he like knew the videos and knew about that me and Brendan had like beef a while back and all that kind of stuff. So it was just kind of funny. It was like, and he even knew the term "squash the beef." I'm thinking that's crazy. He had to like really know the videos to know that whole term and all that stuff. Let's see here. Do you like Harry Potter? If so, what's your favorite movie? I think that the later Harry Potter movies were more interesting, but I really do like the original one though. The original one is like probably my favorite for some reason, just because like the whole start of the story and how they got there and all that kind of stuff. But yes, I do like the Harry Potter movies. And I see a $2 super chat here from Jimmy Larson. What's your opinion on the new Grudge movie? Yeah, well, when people say movies that I didn't like, yes, the new Grudge movie, that honestly was pretty bad. Like, I got a copy of that to review, and I'm kind of nuts though. Like, I kind of like to have like certain movies to kind of complete the collection of things. So like I have the original Grudge, and then the remake, Sarah Michelle Gellar, and the sequel, and I kind of like wanted to have it. So like lucky enough I got a copy of it. But if I bought that, I would have not bought that unless it was like $5. But yeah, it was not very good. But thanks so much though for the super chat. Let's see here. Are you doing DVD release video Tuesday? Yes, I'm doing that. Do you have all the Three Ninja movies? Yeah, I even one of the videos, I think I bought some of those Three Ninja movies with Wet Movie. Like, I think one of the early videos out here in 2010. Do you collect Incredible Crash Test Dummies and Food Fighters toys? I do have some of them. As a kid, I had the Crash Test Dummies play set, and I had a ton of the toys. But a lot of those, since those broke apart, a lot of them got lost and all that kind of stuff. So, but the Food Fighters, those are really obscure. Those were only out for a little bit, but I had the Food Fighters car, I had a number of the figures and that kind of stuff. Let's see here. Chauncey, so you're going to make that video I told you about. I talked about that. Let's see, where was I now? Talked about Safe. Talked about Richard Jewell. I talked about Harry Potter. Are you excited for Clifford to finally come to Blu-ray? Did they announce Clifford coming to Blu-ray? Because I didn't hear. Because I talked to the director of the movie, because I'm trying to work with him on trying to do a new movie, and I've helped him with some ideas for how to promote it and everything. The director of Clifford, and I didn't know, because I was telling him to contact Shout Factory about releasing it, but I didn't know. I have to ask him. I didn't hear about Clifford having a Blu-ray. Are you buying any new Blu-rays tomorrow? Yeah, no, there's two things I'm going to buy tomorrow. I don't want to say, though, to ruin it for the video, but yeah, I am going to get some stuff tomorrow. Do you have VHS live-action My Pet Monster TV movie, never released on DVD? No, I do. I have the tape, but it's away in a box somewhere. I wish I had it out. I don't know where it is for sure, but I do have My Pet Monster, though. Let's see here. I see a $2 super chat here from Jimmy Larson. Jimmy Larson, thanks so much because you've given a bunch of super chats this afternoon. So thanks so much, Jimmy. And like I said, guys, really appreciate the super chats. They're a huge help to the channel. But what movie though did you buy, Jimmy, today? New horror movie wise. Let's see here. Do you actually watch the movies you collect, or are you just too busy reviewing new movies? I watch it I try and watch everything, but there are a handful of things that I buy that I haven't gotten to watch. Right now, though, there's like a lot of companies are not sending stuff because the warehouses are closed. Like Warner Brothers is like totally not able to send stuff. So I'm definitely going to be buying like Birds of Prey because I don't think they'll be able to send that. So I'm definitely going to be buying that. Um, and what else there coming up, like Bloodshot. Sony's not sending stuff right now because like all these warehouses that ship stuff are not open to, they're open to buy, but like review copy wise, like the PR things are not open. So I'm definitely going to buy Bloodshot, and I'm going to watch it the second I get that because I didn't get to see that in theaters, and I watch everything Vin Diesel, so I really really want to see that. So I'm going to be watching a lot more stuff. I see a $4.99 super chat here from Cordless Cord. So it's Cordless Corde. How long is the Lord of the Rings spider scene approximately? Haven't seen it yet, but don't like spiders. No spoilers. I don't know. In the comments below, guys, leave a comment or how long the spider scene is in Lord of the Rings. I do remember a spider scene, but I cannot remember at all how long it was. If it was like a really long scene or anything like that. But yeah, I don't love spiders as well. Like bugs and all that kind of stuff really freak me out as well. But yeah, in the comments below, guys, like like if you guys remember the spider scene in Lord of the Rings, I'll leave that below though. Let's see here. Jimmy Larson gave a $2 super chat here. Exorcist and Annabelle Comes Home is what I bought. Yeah, Annabelle Comes Home, I really like that movie. I know like it kind of had some mixed opinions, but I like that one. I like the babysitter character in that one too. She like and I told her that she like looks a lot like Luna Meow. Like I don't know if any of you guys noticed that, but she kind of looked like Luna Meow with like dark hair. Because she even had like a mole in the same place. And I told Luna Meow that, and she's like, I guess. I'm like, but I'm thinking yeah, she does kind of look like her. And Exorcist is a classic. Like that's like a must-watch movie, for sure. Do you have a Mac or a PC? I have a Mac. I can't use PC. I've never had one. Like when I was in school and had to use them, I couldn't figure it out. I don't know how to use them at all. Like in that Ghostquake movie, I was supposed to do like computer terms, which were like PC terms, and the director was like, "You don't know this?" I'm like, "No, I have a Mac. I have no clue." So like, yeah, I've always had a Mac ever since I was a kid. That was the only kind of computer I've ever had. Let's see here. Are we gonna see a wet movie Cordelia Clav again? Maybe after all this. The problem is he lives so far away. You know what I mean? Like, but maybe something like that will happen again. Let's see here. Are you a fan of Back to the Beach movie? Yeah, I used to have the poster of that. I used to have this weird clubhouse when I was a kid, and I had the poster for Back to the Beach up. Let's see here. Do you have VHS Lives live action My Pet Monster? I talked about that. How do you feel about BD Live on some Blu-ray movies? Yeah, they don't really promote that Blu-ray Live anymore. But yeah, that was kind of a cool thing back in the day, and like sometimes it would like, I remember with some Universal Blu-rays, it would like connect to the internet, and then it would like play like trailers that weren't on the Blu-ray, but like trailers for new things. That's one thing I miss now though, is you're not seeing many trailers because there's nothing getting released in theaters, so there's so few trailers. Like there's just not a lot. That was like I was always looking for what's the next new trailer, and it's not. You just don't see them anymore. Let's see here. Beetlejuice is hilarious. Yeah, I've always been a fan of Beetlejuice. Have you seen Walking Across Egypt? No, I've never even heard of that one, but I've definitely never seen that. Jimmy Larson said, have you watched, I gave a $2 super chat here. Thanks so much, Jimmy, for the super chats this afternoon. Have you watched the new movie, The Turning? Yeah, people didn't like that movie too much. I like Mackenzie Davis. Is that Mackenzie Davis? I believe that's her name in the movie. The babysitter in that, or the main character in that. Because she was in like Izzy Gets the F Across Town and a handful of movies. The Awkward Moment. But I kind of like that when she's in the new Terminator movie. But I kind of liked it. I know they made that story a lot. And it kind of was. It had like Alice Glass song in there. I like Alice Glass because she was in Crystal Castles. It was kind of weird hearing that in there. I don't know. I kind of liked it though. I mean, if you can get it cheap or if you're a fan of it, I think it's worth picking up. Favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger movie? Probably Terminator 2. But then I really love Twins. Twins is a really fun movie. Kindergarten Cop. I actually really like him. Doing comedy. I think Arnold Schwarzenegger is actually amazing at comedy, and he works really good at it. Have you watched Now and Then with Christina Ricci? Yeah, that's one of those movies I've watched many times. Let's see here. I talked about that. Do you have It's Pat on Blu-ray? Yeah, I do have the Kino Blu-ray of that one. I wish it had some features. Do you like Rodney Dangerfield's Meet Molly Sparks and My Five Wives? Yeah, both of those are really fun movies. I have not watched My Five Wives since it came out the DVD, so I haven't seen that in forever. But Meet Molly Sparks, I saw that maybe 2 months ago at the gym again, and that's a fun movie. Um, let's see here. Have you ever seen Lake Mongo? I know that's one of those After Dark Horror Fest, I believe, and I think I've seen that one. Are you a fan of Shane Carruth? Prime or Upstream Color? I've heard of both those movies, but I don't believe I've ever seen them. Captain Ron, What About Bob, and Encino Man need Blu-ray releases. Yeah, all those ones are like Disney owns them, and they drag their feet on things. But hopefully, they will give the rights to those ones to somebody else, because yeah, they definitely need releases. At least they're on DVD. At least you can have a physical copy of them. But I would love if they came to Blu-ray, because there's really no Pauly Shore movies except Biodome too on Blu-ray. Why don't you lift weights? I'm kind of afraid of hurting my back or messing myself up doing it. How do you end up? Hey Sean, how did you end up working with Adam Rifkin and getting parts in his films? With Adam Rifkin, I reviewed his movie, the National Lampoon's The Stoned Age, or National Lampoon's Homo Erectus. I can never remember the name, because I know the name got changed. But I reviewed one of his movies, and then I think his assistant or something like that, Adam Rifkin's assistant, contacted me and told me how much he liked it, my review, and appreciated it. And then I talked to Adam Rifkin on the phone. This is probably in like 2008, maybe 2008, 2009. And I said to him that at that point I just kind of started acting and stuff in some movies. And I said, if you ever do anything, let me know. And he's like, oh, well, I'm working on this TV show, Look, right now. And if you're out here, and I said, oh yeah, I'm actually going to be out there on vacation and during this time. And he's like, well, yeah, I'm shooting then, so I can get you in a scene. So I got in the TV show Look in the last episode. And it was the last episode, and it was a really good episode, and I had a really decent part, and I actually had lines in it. I didn't know what I was going to do then. And I got to work with Colton Hayes, who went on to be in Arrow. That was before he was really known. But it was a really fun scene and everything. But then from there, I became friends with Adam Rifkin, and have done like little appearances in his movies. Let's see here. Hey Sean, how do you store movies and display your movies? I'm running out of space. Yeah, I'm always having to move things around. I have to put certain things away and put certain things in boxes and keep my favorite things out and all that kind of stuff. I sold my phone to buy a lot of beer. I I hope you don't mind it. Not having the phone. Because the phone, for me, I do everything on the phone, all my videos, all that kind of stuff. Let's see here. I see a $2 super chat from Jimmy Larson. Your videos are amazing. I would love to be in a video. Hey Jimmy, thanks so much for the super chats today. But yeah, if you're ever out in San Diego or something, or you come to a convention out here or something like that, you totally can come in the video and walk around the video or something like that. If you're ever around here. Do you like restaurant Ryan's Buffet? Go to that place. Bankruptcy a long time ago. I didn't know that went bankrupt. The Ryan's Buffet. Now, maybe I did hear about that. I did go to Orion's once in the, either it was in the Around the Town movie or the Around the Town vlog that I made while I was making the movie. I went to Ryan's Buffet, and it wasn't bad. I remember me and MJ liked it, but I only had ever been there once. Because I don't think they're out. I think they were kind of in the Kentucky area is where I went to one, but I don't think I don't know what other states they're in. I know they weren't in Maryland. Richard and Sal are my favorite. No, I love Richard and Sal are great. I met both of them on the Full Moon movie, Hollywood Night, Meet the Ouijas, and talked to them for a while, and talked to Richard about horror movies and everything, and he's a really cool guy. Do you fear an earthquake might destroy your movie room? I try not to worry about that, but that's something I think everybody worries about. I think more I worry about fires, because there can be really bad fires out here, so that makes me more paranoid. Let's see here. Talked about Adam Rifkin. Let's see. I miss Movie Store Place Saturday Matinee. Yeah, that place was great. And I went to one, when I went cross country, I went to one. It was like surprisingly still open, but Saturday Matinee was my favorite. There was one that I used to go to when I was in Maryland in the East Point Mall, and the store was like the notorious for putting out movies early, so I would buy stuff so early, and I bought like and stuff that got pulled from the shelves. Like I bought Clown House before that got pulled from the shelves, and then if I would have gone like one day earlier, I would have gotten to buy The History of Beavis and Butthead, because they put that out early in there, and I regret. I'm like, man, if I went in there, I'd have a real legit copy of History of Beavis and Butthead, because I have a bootleg of that, but that was like for some reason, they produced all the discs, but they recalled them and never released them, and I don't know why or what exactly happened. Jimmy Larson gave a $2 super chat here. What do you think of the Ouija movies? I like the Ouija movies. I like the Ouija prequel movie a bit better, though. But yeah, I really do like the Ouija films. I like Lin Shaye in them as well. But they're actually, I like those kind of like Blumhouse ones. I liked Truth or Dare, even though I know they're not great. I just still feel like they're just fun watches. Let's see here. Will Don and Murph ever come back? Like if MJ wants to ever come back, I could totally see us doing something like that. One actor you miss the most, mine is John Candy. No, John Candy, I'm the same way with John Candy. I really miss John Candy. I miss Brittany Murphy. Brittany Murphy is like one of those deaths that always bothers me like so much. So I definitely miss Brittany Murphy. Do you like Aqua Teen Hunger Force? Yeah, I watched that back in the day. I haven't seen that in a long time. And I used to always do that Meatwad voice. It's like, yeah, Meatwad, baby. So I always liked that show. And I like the Aqua Teen Hunger Force movie. Let's see here. Don and Murph, talked about that. Tubi has a lot of good stuff I need to watch. Netflix has some good things recently, but they always pull movies. Yeah, that's the thing with all of them. The movies on those streaming services never are there, permanently, so you never know. Like, even on Tubi, things are kind of licensed, and sometimes it can be licensed for a year, a couple of different years. I see a $2 super chat here from Speak Your Names. Thanks so much for your super chat. It says, the family outings air are on your channel my favorite. Yeah, like the Around the Town family style ones. Those are really fun to make. They used to kind of get like weird comments, so that kind of like deterred my family from wanting to be in them a lot. I feel like now they probably wouldn't be as bad, but back then they were kind of weird. We also used to kind of talk, like, kind of would go on rants about weird things back then. But they were really fun to make. Like, I'm glad I filmed them back then, because to look back on them and see the things that we did and everything. Do you still enjoy Robert Blake, Coast to Coast, or Rhinestone Dolly Parton? I don't think I've seen those ones. I see a $2 super chat here from Nathan Harris. Did you ever go to Discovery Island or River Country? Discovery Island we never went to, but River Country USA, that was the water park in Florida, yes, I did go there one time, and I did not like it, because it was like weird. It was like kind of like swimming in like a watering hole, and I didn't like the whole thing. I think, like, me and my mom and brother, my brother was really young, we went on there, and I think there was like the Daria movie that they made when Daria goes to a water park. I think that was inspired by River Country, because she goes on this kind of cart to get to the area. Because when you went to River Country, you guys look up some videos of it if you guys want to see that park. But it was really strange. But you would go on this trolley thing to get into the park, and it was kind of like it was made to look kind of like Tom Sawyer's Island kind of thing, like almost like a man-made water park in the middle of the woods. And it was like a real lake you'd swim in, and I think there was rumors that it closed because it had like flesh-eating bacteria in it. There's a lot of weird stuff that happened there, but lots of people sneak into River Country now. I think most of it's been demolished. Same with the other one you mentioned, Discovery Cove. But yeah, I'm glad I got to see it once, and I think that year I went, like the following year it closed. Yeah, so a lot of people don't even remember that Disney had 3 water parks, because now they have just Typhoon Lagoon and Blizzard Beach, but at the time it was Typhoon Lagoon, Blizzard Beach, and River Country. Favorite horror TV show? Probably like currently, like new horror shows, probably American Horror Story, even though some seasons are better than others. I did like, even though the last season wasn't great, I found myself thinking about it a lot. And I do hope they put a DVD out of it, or at least a burn on demand or something. Which I don't know, I hope so. Hey Sean, how's quarantine going? It's been fine. It's just kind of like weird, kind of like, weird, like not really doing much, not going to the movies and all that kind of stuff. So it's just kind of weird. Have you seen Plague Dogs or Watership Down? I've seen Watership Down, but Plague Dogs was, but I mean Watership Down. I remember being very sad. Yes, it's Paramount Pretty in Pink on Blu-ray. Comes out June 2020, and Golden Child on Blu-ray August 2020. Yeah, I'm really glad that Paramount has this new line that they're starting to release, stuff that hasn't come out, especially with Pretty in Pink. Because that's what I thought. I thought that had never been released before. Do you like 50/50 and No Strings Attached? Yeah, I haven't seen those in a while, but I remember really liking 50/50. Have you seen True Identity, Lenny Harvey comedy film? No, I've never seen that one. Worst horror movie I have ever watched was Child's Play remake. It was trash. Well, I kind of like it because I like Aubrey Plaza, so I kind of liked it just because she was in it. It was kind of funny having Aubrey Plaza playing a mom, because you don't really think of Aubrey Plaza as a mom. She's sort of like a real stoner type and everything. You don't really see her as a mom, so it's just kind of funny her playing a mom. But I liked it. Sometimes I like movies just because I like the person in the movie. You know what I mean? Like, so it's weird. Like, if I like the person in the movie, I can handle watching it. Do you like the Evil Bong series? Those out of all the Full Moon ones, those are not my favorites. I don't like too many like weed comedy movies for some reason, because sometimes they can be too over the top. So I don't love those ones too much. Um, let's see here. Have you seen the movie Eyes of Fire? It's a movie that never had a DVD or Blu-ray release. It's on Laserdisc, crazy horror movie set in the 1700s. Eyes of Fire. No, I've never heard of that one. I need to look that one up. Have you seen Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein or Meet the Mummy? I have the Universal Monsters set, which has a lot of the Abbott and Costello, and I got the from Shout Factory, the Abbott and Costello collection to review. So I have not seen all of them though, but I have seen some of the Abbott and Costello ones. But I don't think I've seen those particular ones. Do you play ping pong? I did in school some, but I haven't played ping pong in forever. Let's see here. Have you seen The Last Full Measure? And what is your favorite war film? Mine is Saving Private Ryan. Yeah, Saving Private Ryan is one of the top. I really liked 1917 though. The recent war movie. I thought that was really really well done. Someone said Matchmaker is a good Irish film. Yeah, I've heard of that one. I've not seen that one. Does that mean Pirates of the Caribbean won't be on Disney Plus because it's PG-13? I don't know, because I think they put PG-13 movies on there. That's why I don't know why they're mad that Lizzie McGuire is the new one that they filmed the 2 episodes of is a little more adult. It's like, because the thing is, Lizzie McGuire was like 14 years old or 13 years old on that show. It's like, it's different than when you're like 32 and you're 13, the content and what you're talking about. You know what I mean? So if she was acting like that, it would be like weird. It'd be like this 32-year-old kind of acting like a Jojo Siwa kind of guy, kind of person. It'd be kind of like, what? You know what I mean? Like, they kind of wanted her to have like Peter Pan syndrome or something, I guess. Favorite Vincent Price movie? He's only in a little bit of it, but Edward Scissorhands, like the movie that he's in. But favorite movie, like starring wise for Vincent Price, is probably the House of Wax. I always really like. Have you seen The Bicycle Thief? Don't think so. Felicia's Journey is a great. I love Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Yeah, Felicia's Journey is an amazing movie. And Bob Hoskins. If you guys have never seen that movie, it's not too easy to find, but look that movie up. It's amazing. The music is in there is great. Everything about that is great. When's the next Insidious movie out? I don't know. When the next one is. Worst thing you hate about the Disney parks you went to? Oh, when going to Florida during the summer, it was just the heat. That was like the worst thing about when I went, because I never had been to Florida when it wasn't like a really hot time. Like I never went like during the winter or anything like that. I like the fridge video. Impressed with your organization skills. Well, thanks. Like I said, that was a really weird video, but like I said, I'm really trying to put up more stuff and different kinds of videos and that kind of stuff. Do you have Disney Plus? No, we do have Disney Plus. What's your favorite movie to act in? Probably the Haunted High, which is released on DVD under the name Ghostquake. That, because I had the most stuff to do in that movie, and was all around really happy with that one. Fantasy Island, a good horror movie. Fantasy Island is like one of those kind of good bad movies. The movie was pretty bad, but it's another one that's a fun watch. I like Lucy Hale as well, and Kim Coates is in that movie, and I liked him in that film. So I like it. I mean, like, it's not great. The Blu-ray is going to be an unrated cut, so I had a feeling the movie got cut down to be PG-13. So I'm definitely going to buy that one just because it's like, well, I kind of want to see that version. Like I said, I liked it enough, and I also love the original series. I love your YouTube. Yeah, thanks so much, Harry, for watching. Been watching 10 years. Like I said, when you think, when you hear people say that like that long and everything, it's just crazy that how long I've been on here when you think about it. Cool dude, do you listen to XXX Temptation? I don't, but my brother does. Like, he's a big fan of his music. Do you like Cool as Ice or Career Opportunities? Yeah, Cool as Ice is great. That, and especially Career Opportunities. Like Jennifer Connelly in that movie is like great. That's a really, and I also love movies that are filmed in like stores, especially. That's like one of the few movies filmed in a Target, like, and it was filmed in Target before Target was really well known, and like the entire movie's in Target, like the whole movie. So that's a really fun movie. If you guys have never seen Career Opportunities, that's one I would definitely recommend. Someone said Paper Moon is a great film. No, I've heard about that so much. I've never seen that though. Did you go to school? Did you go to high school with Michael Phelps? Yeah, I went to high school with him. I went to school with him since elementary school. So I knew him since he was a kid. He actually swam at the same pool that I went to. I went to Meadowbrook. Was it Meadowbrook? I believe that's what it was called. And it was like a swim kind of thing that I went to for a number of years. And it had like a huge pool, and it had like that 12-foot deep pool. That always creeped me out. But I used to see him there all the time, swimming there. And he would go there like before school in the morning and swim and everything. Let's see. Have you seen The Vindicator or The Wisdom? Or How I Got into College? I've never seen any of those ones. Do you like The X-Files? That's another one of those shows I have not seen many of. I have, like, the one that was, like, kind of like Wrong Turn. I have seen that one, though. The Wrong Turn kind of episode. Have you seen Hurricane Street or Grave Secrets? I've not seen Grave Secrets, but Hurricane Street's a great movie, though, with Brendan Sexton III. Did you enjoy Bad Boys 3? Yeah, I would definitely recommend, if you guys are interested, like tomorrow, because that comes out, if you're looking for something to get, I would say that's one to buy if you guys are a fan of the series. And even if you haven't seen the other ones, I feel like it would be one you'd be able to understand. It's not like you won't get, the movie. Yesterday night I watched Ghost in the Shell. It's great. What's your thoughts on it? Yeah, a lot of people didn't like it. And I know it was kind of weird, though. They really should have cast an Asian actress for the role, honestly. But Scarlett Johansson still did a good job in it, but it should have been an Asian actress in that role, though. It was a misfire on that. But still, the movie, though, I did like it, though. What's your opinion on the movie April Fool's Day? The original April Fool's Day. Yeah, that one just came to Blu-ray from Scream Factory. That's a really fun movie. I've never watched the sequel. Watched the remake, though, with Scout Taylor Compton. I don't know why, but I've never watched it. Trying to get Nightmare on Elm Street TV season is hard to get. Yeah, they never released, like, real releases. I think in the UK, they might have put out, like, one volume of it with a couple episodes. Will you see Catch-22 original movie or Sheila Levine is Dead and Living in New York? I've seen Catch-22, that's show. I've never seen the original movie, though. I've been watching Bulletproof series with my girlfriend. Have you seen it? I've not seen the Bulletproof series, no. There's a $6.99 super chat here from Wes Hennenberry. Thanks so much, Wes, for your super chat. Have I seen In the Mouth of Madness? No, I have seen In the Mouth of Madness. Was that, let me look up that. Was that Sam Neill in the Mouth? I believe so. I'm trying to remember what the plot of it was. Directed by John Carpenter. Was it him, like, in the Nut House or something like that? It was like, I can't remember the plot of it, though, for some reason. I totally blanked on the plot, but I have seen, and I do remember liking that, though. But that's, like, definitely one of the John Carpenter ones you don't hear about too much either, as opposed to some of the other ones. Someone said, answer my question, damn it. I'm sorry if I'm not getting to him. Like I said, I'm so behind. So I think that his question was, have you seen The Last Full Measure? I did talk about that one, though. Like I said, I'm sorry I'm behind on these. I try to kind of scroll down the list and make sure I try not to miss any. So it's always like, messed up. Someone said, great Luna impression. Oh, yeah, I know. It's all right. Yeah, I'm all right. I bought Sonic the Hedgehog digitally on Amazon on Friday for $19.99. Yeah, that's one I definitely need to see. I've heard though really good things about it though. I'm still looking for the Last Star Wars movie on DVD. Yeah, hopefully you can find that if you get to do any stores or able to do like a store pickup or anything like that. Have you seen Weird Science, the TV series season? Yeah, I do. I have the complete series of that from Australia, and that's a fun show. It was kind of one of those things where it was like, man, it's crazy that it went on for as many seasons as it did, but that was not a bad one. Mr. Tony the Dead's in here. He said, "Hey Sean, thanks for coming in, Tony, to watch. Do you think Beetlejuice will get a proper sequel?" They've talked about that so many times, like they were going to have a sequel to it, but it never happened. Someone says, "I love Twins and Kindergarten Cop." Yeah, those are definitely my favorite of his movies to watch. What's the first movie you acted in? The first movie that I acted in was Banshee. And it was a movie that aired a lot on the channel Chiller. Have you guys ever have seen Chiller? It was like the sister channel to the Sci-Fi Channel. It doesn't exist anymore, but it was like a great channel. Back in the day, I really liked it. They had like a lot of really good, original movies and that kind of stuff on there. But yeah, it's totally gone. But that was the first movie that I had ever acted in. And I see a $2 super chat here from Warwick02. Like I said, guys, thanks so much for the super chats. They're a huge help to the channel and everything. And I've been on here now an hour and 45 minutes, so I'll probably go. I'm kind of OCD and like to end on like exactly like an hour and a half or exactly 2 hours. So I'll probably go for 2 hours. So 15 more minutes. So if you have any other super chats or anything like that, get them in for the last 15 minutes. And I'll probably go live again on Sunday. But the question, though, Warwick 02 Super Chat question was, fan of Ernest Goes to School and Ernest Rides Again. Ernest Rides Again was him with, I think he got stuck in the cannonball, I believe. Both of those ones were probably the lesser watched Ernest movies for some reason. School, though, was really fun. I need to go back and watch those again. When it comes to the Ernest movies, though, the top one that I watch the most is Ernest Goes to Camp. And then probably Ernest Goes to Jail, and then Scared Stupid. But Camp was like the one that out of all the Ernest movies, I've watched that one the most. And like I said, then Goes to Jail. But if you guys have never ever seen Ernest movies, and you guys want something right now to watch that's funny, go ahead and watch like Ernest Goes to Camp, Ernest Goes to Jail. They're like really just fun, and you don't have to have seen all the movies. They're just like they stand alone on their own. But I feel like they don't get talked about as enough, and they're really fun movies. Have you seen the movie Greta with Chloe Grace Moretz? I liked Greta. I thought that was actually a pretty good movie. I like Chloe Grace Moretz. Do you like soccer? Do you have a favorite team? I don't know a lot about soccer, honestly, so I can't say too much about teams or anything like that. Did you say Biodome 2? Oh my god, no, I didn't hear anything about Biodome 2. That would be amazing if they made Biodome 2. I don't know if Stephen Baldwin would do it. Stephen Baldwin has become like really religious and everything, and I don't know if he would play like a stonery kind of guy and that kind of a guy again now. I don't know, maybe. But it would be kind of cool, though. And I know they talked about, too, doing a sequel to In the Army Now with Pauly Shore, and have Andy Dick back and Laura Petty back, which that'd be really cool to see as well. What do you think about the Gremlins remake? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'd rather see a Gremlins 3, honestly. I feel like that'd be more interesting. And if they do the remake of Gremlins, which I think they're doing it, it'd be really cool if they had Zach Galligan come back, especially Phoebe Cates, because, that'd be just for like a little cameo. Maybe like a neighbor. Maybe they could be like both play a couple in it, maybe they could even play the Dick Miller's kind of part, even though they're younger they're not as old as Dick Miller's character, but maybe they could just change them around, or Phoebe Cates could play the mother or something. I don't know. I like when they do stuff like that. I don't know if she would do it though. Cool Duder is the coolest of duders. Well, thanks so much, Cody. Let's see here. Gus from Germany, thanks so much for watching. Now that you've been in some movies, have you received your SAG card? I've not done a lot of SAG movies. I've been in movies that were SAG, but they kind of just like let me do them. But yeah, I've never got the SAG card or anything like that. What do you think? What are your thoughts on Ken Russell's The Devils and Oh God, George Burns? I've never seen either of those ones. The Devils I know is like a rare one. I would hopefully someday that comes to Blu-ray. Just Say No, Faces of Death. Yeah, Faces of Death, that's a hard watch. That's not not an easy watch movie. And I see a $10 super chat here from Brendan Chavier. So it's BrandonChevier. Thanks so much for your super chat, Brendan. And he says, "You have been my favorite for the last 10 years now. Thanks for the updates every week. I was also curious what you thought about Pixar and how the 4K discs were." Well, thanks so much, Brendan, for the super chat and for watching for 10 years. Pixar, though, I really like their movies. I feel like, though, some of them, though, is not as memorable to me as others for some reason. Like the most memorable to me that I really love is Wall-E. Like Wall-E to me, I feel like is my all-time favorite of theirs, and I do have the 4K of that one, and it looks like amazing. It's a great new transfer on it, and I do think that animation always really looks good in 4K. I haven't seen though like Toy Story, like the first movie, so I'm really curious at how that would look in 4K, because when you look at even that now, the animation for the time was really great, but nowadays it seems like much lesser quality than than what you're used to now. So I'm really curious at how that would look, in 4K. I see a Paul Laurie gave a pound super chat. Thanks so much, Paul, for the super chat. And I also see a super chat here from Raymond Kenny. Huge fan. Let me know your three favorite thriller movies. So like thriller, would you say like in something like Speed? Would you say that's like something like Speed? I guess you could say that's sort of an action thriller. I guess you'd say. Like Die Hard, is that more action or is that kind of thriller? I'm trying to think. Thriller is always hard to say. Like, is Seven considered thriller? I guess Seven would be kind of one as well, because it has a horror aspect, but it's kind of a thriller. And would you consider like maybe Silence of the Lambs a thriller? Maybe like those are ones that I think of a lot. But thanks so much, Raymond Kennedy, for your super chat. Let's see here. Will you ever film your own movie? Like I talked about that some. Hopefully I can make something like that. But for now though, I really just like doing the acting stuff. How much do you make from YouTube? You're not allowed to talk about that. Like I know Brennan talked about that, but you're really not supposed to, like talk about money or anything like that. But it all kind of depends. It all depends month by month, and sometimes certain videos do better than others, and get more attention. Like when I did the Comic-Con videos. And when you guys, since you guys have been helping with super chats, those really help the channel as well. Because like right now, I know like the ads, because there's not as many ads for stuff, because like my channel is movie related, so it relates to like would usually have like movie trailers and that kind of stuff, and there's not as much of that playing now because they're not promoting that stuff. So there's not as many like ads on YouTube right now. So like I said, the super chats and that kind of stuff is a huge help now because of the way things are with the ad systems and all that kind of stuff. Let's see here. As a fellow bald man, can we see what's under the hat? Well, I always say this. The one time someone gave a super chat to take off the hat. So if anyone has a super chat to take off the hat and really needs to see it, I'll take off the hat. I always say that as a joke, but the one time somebody did that. Have you seen Pen 15 on Hulu? My brother and my parents have watched that show. They said how great it was. I do need to watch that though. Have you ever seen other DVD YouTubers like Wet Movie Durant Cinema? No, I watch a lot of movie reviewers. The Durant Cinema though is one of the main ones that I watch, and I do watch Wet Movies videos. But I watch a lot more though, like Cinema Sickness is one of the other DVD reviewer vloggers that I watch. But I watch a lot of theme park vloggers. They're some of my favorite ones. Let's see here. I've been watching like the Bulletproof series. Though I didn't even know Bulletproof was a series. I need to look that up. For some reason, I had no idea about that. Have you seen The Last Full Measure? I talked about that one. I have not seen that one. Do you think about horror film Blood and Roses or I Married a Monster from Outer Space? I've never seen either of those ones. Someone says, I love Mac and me, can't do much on a Mac. I love PC, can't do much on a Mac. Yeah, like I'm like the same way though. Like I said with a PC, like I can't do anything on a PC. Like I don't know anything about it. Like I probably wouldn't even know how to shut the thing down when I was done with it. David Cleveland gave a $5 super chat. Hey Sean, longtime fan. Top 3 favorite John Carpenter movies. Probably They Live is one of my top favorites. And then What was it? Let me look up John Carpenter's list to make sure I don't miss anything. Because could end up missing something in like one of the ones that I watch. Um, and probably, Halloween though is great. But like definitely They Live is like the top one that I really like, and then probably The Thing and Halloween are probably like my top favorite ones. But I also really do like Assault on Precinct 13. That's a really good one, and they made a remake of that as well, which I remember kind of being okay. But I have literally not seen that one since it was in theaters. Thanks so much, David, for your super chat. And I see a super chat here from $10 super chat from Richard G. All the best to you and your family from Australia. Thanks so much, Richard, for the super chat on here. So I'll be on here for about 5 more minutes, so I get to exactly 2 hours on here. Let's see. I'll try and go through some of these fast here. I've seen Banshee before. Oh, thanks for watching Banshee. Have you seen Junior Arnold Schwarzenegger movie? No, I love that movie. That's a really fun movie. And I know it's like such a goofy idea, the idea of Arnold Schwarzenegger getting pregnant, but I really do like that one. Did you see Neil Marshall's Dog Soldiers? Yes, I have. I have seen that one. That's like a really good a werewolf movie that you do not hear about as often as you should. Did you enjoy Treehouse Hostage, the one with Jim Varney, or Dr. Otto and the Riddle of the Gloom Beam? Both of those were fun. Treehouse Hostage was one of those fun, kind of like family movies about him playing like a homeless guy or something like that, like that breaks into like he's like robs something and hides out in their treehouse. But the Dr. Otto movie, that's fun because that was like kind of a skit thing. That was kind of like the almost like the commercials that Jim Varney was doing, and it was like all these little skits. And there was one that he played like a roller coaster or a ride operator that I loved when he's going like boogie and he's singing this really weird song, sort of singing it a little bit. And he's like moving around really weird. It's like a really weird thing. I don't know how they came up with that whole thing, but that's a fun movie. I see a £2 super chat here from TJ. How was filming Zombie Babies with Ruby LaRocca? Oh, that was a fun shoot. I mean, it was a cool shoot, but it was hot. It was like we filmed it in an abandoned a hotel, and it was like I think it was like 100 degrees plus outside. There was only air conditioning in one room in the whole hotel, so I was sweating my ass off. But it was like surreal, working with Ruby LaRocca and having Ruby LaRocca play my girlfriend in the movie, because like I always kind of had a thing for her in like those seduction cinema movies years before, so it was really strange to be like in a movie with her. Like I never was expecting that. Like that, you never know how like things kind of go out like, work out like that. Let's see here. So I'll be on here about 3 more minutes. Let's see if I can get through any other ones. Do you bring your own snack foods to the theaters? Yeah, I do bring in some. Like I usually would bring it into the movies. I would bring like cereal. Sometimes I bring like C's lollipops, some of that kind of stuff. Do you watch Stop or Mama Shoot and White Palace, Susan Sarandon, and Fritz the Cat? I've seen Fritz the Cat. I've not seen White Place. Fritz the Cat, though, was a great animated, like an adults-only kind of animated movie. And Stop or Mom or Shoot, I know, like, Sylvester Stallone hates that movie, but I remember as a kid watching that and thinking it was funny. Like, I know it's a bad movie, but it's a fun watch. Let's see here. It was a fun set, a farm, cottage type location. I remember you stating how funny the CGI was on the faces, maybe even pig-like CGI. What movie was that about? Let's see here. How many calories a day did you eat to lose weight? I was losing weight heavy duty, like I was eating 1,500 calories a day. Show me your bald, glorious head. Like I said, I only do the bald, glorious head for super chats. Let's see here. What did you think of the Cobra Kai series? I have not seen all the episodes, but I have liked what I have watched of that one. Let's see here. Do you have any special shoes for the long walks? I use my gym shoes, the shoes that I use for the gym, like the better New Balance ones. I use those ones because I have like these sort of crappy shoes that I use when I'm going like to Walmart and regular places, but those would not be good because they have terrible grips and everything like that. I wear these crappy ones though, so I don't ruin my gym shoes because they're not cheap. So I try to make them last, and from the doing the treadmill, I would like my toe would start to come out of the shoe, and they would do it pretty quickly, which sucks. So I bought these really crappy like $15 shoes just to wear around doing like little errands and stuff like that, so I don't mess up those ones. They Live as a documentary. Yeah, some people say that, like, maybe like people could be really aliens like that. Who knows? I mean, I doubt it, but it is a surreal movie though. Did you like My Stepmother's an Alien? Was that the Dan Aykroyd movie? I believe. I'm pretty sure I remember watching that one. Favorite Muppet. Mine is the fish throwing guy. Muppets. Favorite Muppet was probably like I think Fozzie was was my favorite ones, especially in Muppet Babies. So I've now been in here now 2 hours. Thanks so much, guys, for coming in here, and thanks so much, guys, for the super chats in here this afternoon, and thanks so much for the support. And be on the lookout tomorrow, though. I will have my DVD Blu-ray Tuesday video up, and if you haven't got a chance to, check out the link, though. There's only a few hours left if you guys were interested in helping out the upcoming horror film Clown Motel 2, which I'm going to be acting in, so I'll have a link below for that one, and they have like a thing on there to pre-order the DVD and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, though, guys, thanks so much for watching and subscribing, and I'll see you guys later.